Hey guys, welcome back to another How to Crucible. Today we are going over the Gnawing Hunger. So Gnawing Hunger, it's an auto rifle. You guys have probably all seen this weapon. If you haven't seen this weapon, I don't know if you're a guardian. But yeah, this weapon is it previously was kind of nasty, but this one I don't know. So my Gnawing Hunger actually came in with a chambered compensator. That's the one I used. Accurized rounds. It just fires longer distance, so it's more range. It also had Zen Moment, which I love. It causes damage when this weapon increases its stability. So I literally just hit a bullet and then all of a sudden there's no recoil. And then this one had Rampage. There were a couple of times where Rampage actually stood out, but other than that, I'm not sure Rampage is one of the better Crucible PvP perks out there for a weapon. But there was one time that really stands out where I got a triple kill and Rampage saved my life because of it. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to my overall feelings for this weapon. Overall feelings, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't great. Auto rifles have a really tough time in the Crucible right now, specifically because shotguns are kind of the meta, as well as snipers. It's very difficult to fight against both of those, and at range, this weapon wasn't great, and up close, this weapon was better, but again, it's a difficult road to take when you're getting slapped continuously by shotguns or snipers. That's all I've got to say. So let's go ahead and move on to PvP. I'm going to take the usage strategy to the end of the video. I know that some of you guys like me to just get on with the with the ranking and everything. So we'll do the usage strategy at the end of the video. So for our kills, deaths, and the KD. So for my kills, I had 381 kills, and my KD, my average KD, was 2.26. A 2.26, it's actually not a bad one. Not bad for how bad I'm going to poop on this gun here eventually. I don't know. This gun surprised me in a lot of ways, but it also, there were bad surprises as well. But my total deaths were 211. So it wasn't terrible. Obviously, with a KD of a 2.26, I wasn't having a rough time playing in the Crucible. But there were games where I just wasn't having a great time either. There were a lot of games where I was, getting a bunch of kills, but also getting a bunch of deaths. I never went negative with this weapon, but I was not doing well. Was not doing the best that I thought I possibly could have been doing. Let's move on to range now, shall we? Long range and short range. So long range, I'm going to go ahead and give this weapon a 5. Long range is very difficult with this weapon, specifically because it doesn't do a lot of damage from a very long range. The damage drop-off is pretty apparent, and you're getting destroyed by pulse rifles, scout rifles, and snipers from those ranges. So yeah, 5 is a very good 50-50 for this gun here. Now we move on to short range. Short range, I'm giving it a 7. I don't know. It was good up close, and it was much better than it was at long range. But the problem is with it shotguns. Literally every match I was getting toasted by a shotgun at least 4 or 5 times, and it sucks because I couldn't kill them before they got to me. You know what I mean? So killing them before they closed the gap to hit me with a shotgun shot was one thing that I was looking into quite a bit, and it was difficult. I mean, there were times where I did it, but there were times that it was impossible. I would get them down probably to almost 0 health, and they were still alive, and they shotgunned me once in the face, or they meleeed me once in the face. So it really did suck. It just really wasn't the best thing for me. So, but I am gonna give it a 7. Moving on to recoil. Recoil, I'm giving it a 10. This weapon specifically had Zen Moment, and when Zen Moment hit, it was literally like just pointing a laser. There was 0 recoil with the weapon at all. So maybe my recoil thing is a little biased because I had Zen Moment, but try and get Zen Moment and then like Kill Clip or Swashbuckler or something else that actually does like awesome damage, because having Zen Moment on there was like a godsend for getting kills. Like I was able to easily aim at the head area constantly. So I was doing the highest amount of damage that I could with this weapon a lot of the time. So yeah, recoil is a 10. That was easy. It was very easy. So solo and team, I'm actually giving them both 7s. I don't know. Team-wise, this weapon was good. I literally just hit maybe 1 or 2 shots on somebody, and then someone would destroy them later. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like, yeah, you can kind of inflate your stats with this weapon. All you gotta do is hit like 2 or 3 shots, and someone kills that guy, and you're good to go. You are good to go. So it's actually kind of funny. But solo kills, it was, again, it was difficult to keep those shotgun people and the melees and all of that just away from me at a certain point. I don't know. I was probably playing during high traffic times, so I was getting bopped by some good people, but I still ended with 2.26. So, I ended with a pretty decent score there. But yeah, it was still 7. I give it a 7. It wasn't bad. I wasn't getting a 1 KD every game. So, moving on to effectiveness, not frustration yet. Effectiveness is going to be a 6.4. That ended with our total kills, 381, divided by the total kills and deaths, and that was 592. And so divide those up and then multiply by 10, we get 6.4 and a bunch of other numbers, but I round it down. And then for frustration, this one's actually getting a -1. I was pretty frustrated with this weapon in the fact that it just wasn't better. I don't know. Yeah, it was just really one of those things where I was like, wow, a lot of these other guns are beating me, and it really sucks that I've used this weapon before and I was doing like numbers with it. I was going nuts. So maybe it got just pushed out of the meta because there are a lot stronger pulse rifles and a lot stronger hand cannons and a lot stronger other things in the game, because it just sadly wasn't cutting it for me, really. I mean, it was because I was doing well, but it also wasn't at the same time, you know what I mean? So yeah, I gave it a -1. So for the total of this weapon, it ended with a 41.4, which is pretty high still. Anything above a 40 is something that I am going to keep and that I am going to put into the vault and, keep for future reference. Anything below that is getting absolutely deleted, because that's kind of the threshold. If it doesn't hit 40, it's not worth it. Gnawing Hunger could possibly get a retrial eventually. Just because I think it maybe deserves it. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh. Maybe I'm a bit too this, because I did end up with, I think the best KD that I've had out of all of my weapons. Or no. The best one I had was with the GN7, but it's up there. A 2.26 is kind of nuts. It is. I am killing 2 Guardians per death, so it's kind of nuts there. But yeah, maybe it does deserve a retrial, but we'll get to it maybe. So for our rankings, since it is the first auto rifle that we have done in this new current season of How to Crucible, it is going to be number 1 with a 41.4 in the auto rifles, and it is also going to set in the How to Crucible rankings in 4th place. 3rd place. Sorry, 3rd place. My bad. Yeah, 3rd place. So it is going to be behind True Prophecy, which is probably going to reign king for a bit. It's also going to be sitting behind GN7 rifle, which was the pulse rifle that we were able to do with the 46.8. It is sitting above Arsenic Bite, though. So, it's chilling there right now. But yeah, so that is our ranking system. That's for that. Now, if you want to stick around for the usage strategy, awesome. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use this weapon and just kind of the overall feel for this weapon entirely. I wanted to move this to the end because I know that people want to get to the ranking system right away, so maybe I take the extra little talking to the end. So, usage strategy with this weapon, I think it is more so of a kind of being around your teammates. I think it's a team-heavy weapon because if you were out there by yourself, it is slightly difficult. This one had Rampage, so again, there was this time where I had literally a triple kill. I was all by myself, and I was just annihilating those 3 guys because I annihilated them back to back to back. So the last guy I hit with ×2 Rampage, so it was kind of nuts. But being around your team is much more beneficial with this weapon because you do enough damage to short range short range combatants, but the problem is if that combatant closes the gap, they're able to melee you, or they're able to shotgun you and then melee you or whatever. I don't think it has enough time to kill with getting guardians too close to you, but it does have enough to damage them very heavily. So if you were with someone running around in a Crucible, you guys are going to be a very easy pair using this weapon, because it's pretty easy to do a lot of damage, but having a teammate there to finish him off or just to get even more damage out on him is much, much better. So, but yeah. So that is going to be the Gnawing Hunger. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, I don't really know what we're going to be doing yet. I still need to look at some of the guns. But yeah, I am excited to continue on this good old series and see what else we can do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next How to Crucible.